Today we're talking about gentle parenting versus gifted child. Does it work? Or does this modern empathetic approach completely backfire when you're raising a child whose brain is already wired to overthink, analyze, and challenge every single boundary? If you've tried gentle parenting with a neurodivergent or highly gifted kid, you've probably had moments where you felt like an absolute failure. You use the scripts. You validate the feelings. You say, "I see you're angry, but I can't let you throw that." And instead of calming down, your child looks you dead in the eye and delivers a closing argument that sounds like a high-profile defense lawyer picking apart every single rule in the house. You're left standing there wondering how a conversation about cleaning up blocks turned into a Supreme Court debate. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Standard gentle parenting advice is often built for typical brains. When you apply it word for word to a gifted child, it can crash and burn. But that doesn't mean the philosophy is broken. It just means you need to upgrade the strategy to match a brain that is constantly running at 1,000,000 miles an hour. To understand why standard gentle parenting fails these kids, we have to look at how a gifted brain actually works. Giftedness isn't just about a high IQ or being good at math. It is a completely different neurological experience. The biggest challenge parents face here is something called asynchronous development. This means your child's growth is out of sync. A 6-year-old might think like a 10-year-old intellectually, but they still have the emotional control of a 6-year-old. They can understand complex global issues or the concept of fairness perfectly, but they still cry when their sandwich is cut the wrong way. When a standard gentle parenting script treats them like a normal toddler, two major problems happen. First, they see right through the formula. Gifted kids are absolute experts at finding patterns. If you repeat a robotic phrase like, "It's okay to be mad, I'm right here," they don't feel understood, they feel managed. They see it as a trick you read online to make them obey. Because they feel manipulated, they will fight it with everything they have. They crave real, authentic connection, not clinical scripts. Second, they turn logic into a weapon. Because their language and reasoning skills are so advanced, they will find every single loophole in your boundaries. If you give them a long, logical explanation for a rule, they won't think, "Ah, that makes sense." They will think, "Let me prove why your rule is flawed." For example, if you say, "We have to leave the park because the sun is going down and we need dinner," a gifted child might respond with, "Actually, twilight lasts for another 40 minutes, and according to the human body's caloric needs, I can survive until 8 p.m. without a health risk." When gentle parenting turns into a debate, parents get exhausted. They usually end up screaming out of pure frustration, or they just give up entirely. Neither works. So, how do we fix this? It comes down to moving away from soft or passive language and moving toward clear boundaries, high autonomy, and total honesty. First, ditch the therapist voice. Gifted kids crave real, grounded presence. Instead of using a fake, overly sweet, calm tone to de-escalate things, use your real, natural voice. If they are overanalyzing a rule, you do not need to argue back or prove your point. Instead of saying, "I understand you feel that the bedtime rule is unfair based on daylight savings data," try saying, "I hear your logic, and you make a good point about the sun, but the decision is made. It's bedtime." You are validating their intellect without giving up the rule. Second, form the rules together, but hold the boundary by yourself. Gifted children have a deep, fundamental need for control and justice. They truly struggle to follow rules that feel random, unfair, or strictly authoritarian. You can respect their intelligence by involving them in house rules when everyone is calm. During peacetime, maybe on a Saturday morning, sit down and map out schedules together. Ask for their ideas on how to fix recurring issues like screen time limits or morning routines. Let them help create the boundaries and consequences. Write it down. When they feel like they have power over their lives, compliance goes way up. But during a meltdown, the time for negotiation is over. You hold the boundary firmly, relying on the agreement you made together earlier. Third, manage the intensity, not just the behavior. When a gifted child explodes over a tag on their shirt, a minor mistake on their homework, or a sad news story, it isn't bad behavior or a tantrum, it is an intensity storm. Gifted kids experience the world with hypersensitivities, also known as overexcitabilities. Their brains absorb sensory, emotional, and intellectual information at a massive volume. They might need to move, pace, jump, or tear paper to process big emotions. Validate how deep their feelings are without trying to fix the actual problem in the middle of a meltdown. Let the emotional storm pass before you try to use any logic. When your child tries to pull you into a power struggle, use a simple 3-step loop to respect their intelligence while keeping your authority. Start by acknowledging the logic. Say something like, "You are right that staying up later would let you finish that science chapter." Next, state the non-negotiable clearly. However, your body needs rest to function tomorrow, so the light is going out now. Finally, offer a brain outlet. If you want to write down a plan for a weekend schedule change, we can look at it together tomorrow afternoon. This takes their immense mental energy away from fighting you right now and points it toward a useful cognitive task for later. It shows them that their voice and ideas matter, but it doesn't allow their logic to run the house or stall bedtime. Gentle parenting isn't about keeping your child happy 100% of the time. It's also not about letting them debate their way out of chores or bedtime. It's about staying connected while remaining the safe, steady anchor they can lean on when their own big minds overwhelm them. When you stop treating their intensity as a behavior problem and start treating it as a brain trait, everything changes. You stop debating and you start leading. If you are trying to navigate the messy, exhausting, and beautiful world of raising a gifted or strong-willed child, you are not alone. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our upcoming deep dives into managing gifted burnout and dealing with perfectionism. Drop a comment below and tell me, what is the most creative argument your child has ever used to get out of a rule? Let's talk about it down there, and I'll see you in the next video.